Hi, friends. Today's meditation is about the word pixel. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a little bit. Actually, I want to take it to the verb form and say to pixelate. So everyone in modern society knows what that is. It means when the whole picture descends down to little dots, sometimes little cubes, but we're going to go with dots because a pixel technically is a dot. And to pixelate is to reduce the digital image to individual digital tiles or dots. It's interesting because the Greek word for worry, as in do not do it, means to break into parts. So I'm not stretching it far when I say don't worry is like saying don't pixelate a thing. Don't try to break it down and conquer every little dot of the picture. When a picture is too big for you, you need another skill besides that ability to pixelate. Sometimes the ability to pixelate, to zoom in on specific components, is a great thing. Like if you are Georges Seurat, the French artist, that makes you famous. He was of the pointillist style, which meant he constructed his whole as really pixels. And they're beautiful. They're huge. They're huge, large scale. But you know, the pixels, the individual pixels in Seurat's painting, they really don't make sense alone. They just be a black dot or a green dot or a white dot or a blue dot. The pixels make sense in relationship to the whole picture. So what we lose when we pixelate, when we worry, when we zoom in on one specific piece, what we lose is the whole picture. And life makes sense in pictures, not pixels. Even though zooming in is a healthy skill. Sometimes we need to zoom in and tweak a pixel. We really do. But sometimes the Holy Spirit nudges us and says, time for you to zoom back out. You've honed in long enough on that particular pixel, especially the pixels you can't control. Now, some of you will know, I don't share it everywhere, but when I was little, my mother was in education. She was a progressive educator. She had access to a lot of educational cutting-edge research. And so she took and had me tested. And at age 5, they said that I had a 170 IQ. And so that she was told, don't tell her that. She was told it'll make her feel odd, so don't let her know she's different. Just try to help her feel normal, is what she was told. But you know what? The Holy Spirit had a different plan, even before I knew him well. At about age 7, it wasn't long after I remember every bit of taking the IQ test. It was a whole day procedure at a university testing center. I loved it, actually. I just thought they wanted to hear what I knew, and I was the center of attention. It was a great day. But not long after that, I had a nightmare. I woke up from a nightmare, and I dreamed a very strange thing. I dreamed that I had been given the Herculean task of filling up my bedroom 1 grain of sand at a time. Don't know where that came from, had not contemplated that. It just is what I dreamed. Now, someone once said, have you taken authority over that dream? Like that was a nightmare. You don't need to receive that. But you know, that's not how I see it. I see it as a warning, or sort of almost a user instruction for this brain I'd been given. Because I see it as the Holy Spirit giving me a lifelong little check this, that when you have found yourself overwhelmed and afraid, you have pixelated. You have honed in on every component part, every little tiny dot of the picture. And you're trying to control them, and you're trying to understand them, you're trying to organize them. It was a warning at a very early age about what my mother was told not to tell me. Instead, the Holy Spirit knew just how to work with me, and he was basically saying, for your life, the skill you're going to need to keep handy is the ability to zoom out to the big picture. You're not going to be able to conquer all the pixels you'll see because you'll see so many. It's kind of like sands in an hourglass. As long as they're moving, there's beautiful flow and motion. But the motion is what makes the beauty. And having to process one grain at a time would be exhausting. So the warning for my life was not to focus in, not to worry, not to divide things into parts, not to focus in on every grain and every opportunity to control and to tweak and to improve. The warning for my life was to use this skill that I'd been given to see the big picture. It's scriptural to be warned in a dream. Joseph was warned in a dream about needing to flee with baby Jesus to Egypt. I actually believe that I was personally warned to learn how to zoom out, to learn how to not let the pixels obscure the picture. And I've used that again and again in life. I know that right now we're in a time that we're having to employ and use some spiritual skills. Yours may not be the same as mine, but I guarantee you the Holy Spirit wants to personally coach you and teach you some spiritual skills that are unique to you. You may not have a problem pixelating. I mean, it's down to that much of a quick thing with me. I just feel a whisper inside, you pixelated, you just pixelated, and I have this inner response, okay, I'm going to zoom out. Yours may be different, or maybe that fits you. Maybe you right now want to just stop this video and just declare, Father, teach me to zoom out. I've pixelated. But what I can guarantee you is the Holy Spirit is a better one-on-one coach than you've ever dreamed or imagined. And like in my life, He's been standing ready to do it. He's been even doing it when you haven't even realized He's doing it. I couldn't have possibly known at 7 that was a dream that was going to speak to me for the rest of my life, a warning about my particular bent of mind. But it was, and He's borne it out again and again. He's honed and improved and refined and trained me to do better and better at zooming out and remembering the great big picture of His goodness and His glory. So today I just pray for that same thing for you. Maybe not that skill. Zoom out. If that's what you need, grab it. I believe it has handles on it. But even more than that, I believe that He wants to be your personal coach. The Holy Spirit is the paraclete. He comes alongside to help, and He helps with real, tangible, spiritual life skills. So receive those today.